All right, here I am at the San Francisco World Spirits Competition with Mr. Andrew Pollard,
Kampai.
Max Solano, and Robert Kupar, and we are discussing and drinking Japanese whiskey.
Konnichiwa.
If anyone has any questions that they would like our judges to answer, please let us know. What are you guys looking for in a Japanese whiskey?
Just like any other spirit, for Japanese whiskey, because it's so diverse, looking at balance, first and foremost. Is the style representative of what is actually stated in the bottle? And then stylistically, we're also looking for depth, complexity, finish. But going back to my first point, balance is still the number one thing that I always look for, especially in Japanese whiskeys, because it's still a relatively new category, and there's more and more Japanese whiskeys coming out almost on a weekly basis, so it just it's really exciting to taste through all of these.
I think to echo your sentiments, I think the distinction is that there's been so much that's been lost in translation with Japanese whiskey because there's an association with kanji, Japanese whiskey, quality, but there's so much, as we know, that's been somewhat jeopardized or manipulated in some sense. So like really judging and looking at it by its true character, is it within those parameters? That's what we're trying to find today, and is what we're tasting is very, for some of this, very unorthodox to the category. So we'll be interested to see how this comes to fruition.
We have to see how some of the pioneer Japanese whiskies hit the market about 10 years ago, where we were all wowed. Now we know there's been lots of Japanese whiskies that's been coming into the market since then. Are they good enough or as good as those pioneers? But yeah, balance, complexity, finish.
Especially finish. I think out of any whiskey producers nowadays, I think the Japanese have even surpassed the Scottish in terms of being avant-garde with cask finishes. And obviously with that said, it further adds to the flavor spectrum wheel, just further expands it and diversifies it, which makes tasting spirits even more fun, because sometimes we're surprised with what we're exposed to because it's something that we've never tasted before. So
Very cool. All right, thanks, guys.
yeah, absolutely.
How many